Hey there YouTube, this is the LonChaneyReviewer. Today I'm going to review the 1948 Technicolor classic, The Red Shoes. Now, before I get into that, let me just change modes from black and white to color. Okay, we're pretty good. Before I start this review, I just want to say I have a Facebook page, so I'm going to put that in the link below. You should like it, comment, subscribe. If you ever request a review, personal message me or comment below. My next requested reviews are going to be Man from Nowhere, Silver Linings Playbook, and Blazing Saddles. So, I have a packed schedule in terms of what I want to get done for the next couple of weeks for this channel, so, you should follow. Anyway, on to the review of The Red Shoes. Now, this title might sound familiar because it's actually a Hans Christian Andersen story originally, about a girl who gets a set of red shoes and she dances until her death, which is a very tragic story. And that's a common theme in Hans Christian Andersen stories, is that the main character has to die, usually, like in The Little Mermaid. Spoiler alert. So anyway, what do I like about this film? Well, let me describe the plot of the film first. You see, the story goes, you have Victoria Page, who is an up-and-coming ballet dancer. And she is trying to become a ballet dancer in the Lermontov Ballet troupe or production team. And this is, of course, led by Boris Lermontov, played by Anton Walbrook, who has to be one of my favorite characters in any film, because he's just so cold, but so charismatic. He's basically a guy, he doesn't believe in outside relationships or anything. He thinks you should be making art, and that is it. And she meets a young up-and-coming composer named... Well, the actor's Marius Goring. I forget the young composer's name. Wow, that sucks. But maybe I'll remember it later. I don't know. Julian Craster. That's the name. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's not the... He's well played. He's just not the most interesting character. So... And they all combine together to make The Red Shoes. And The Red Shoes is kind of like Black Swan in the sense that the stories parallel the ballet that they're doing. And Victoria Page is conflicted because she can either become a boring housewife and, be in love, or do something she's very passionate about, and that is ballet dancing. I like these backstage drama type films, which is why I'm a huge fan of something like The Phantom of the Opera. What do I like about this film? Well, this is probably some of the most gorgeous color photography I have ever seen in this film. In any film, excuse me. Done by the late great Jack Cardiff, who I believe also did the Powell and Pressburger film Black Narcissus, which I'm also going to review eventually because that's in my top 50 favorite films. But The Red Shoes, it's really one of my first Criterion titles I ever picked up, and it's just so gorgeous. This Blu-ray is... This is the cover. The cover isn't the greatest thing in the world, but whatever. But this is a really nice Blu-ray. It's a lot of bonus content. Sorry about that. A lot of bonus content, but that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm talking about the themes and the other elements to the film. Boris Lermontov, played by Anton Walbrook, is the best part about this film, other than the photography. He is just such a cold figure. Like, there's one scene in the beginning where he is, Victoria's aunt is like, oh, she should dance for you at this party. He's like, ballet is like a religion, and one does not like to see their religion be practiced in a place such as this. And it's just so awesome. And then he's just like, and then when he meets Victoria Page and he doesn't know it, he's just like, oh, well, we were spared a horrific sight from a dancer named Victoria Page. And she's like, Mr. Lermontov, I'm that horror. And he's just, he kind of chuckles. He's just like, I guess it's just too late to apologize. He doesn't even say, I'm sorry. Like, a normal human being would have been like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Shoot. No, but this guy's just like, I guess it's just too late to apologize, so I'm not even gonna bother. He is just so cold. And one of my favorite parts in the movie also is in the beginning, where the young composer, Julian Craster, had his work stolen by his teacher, his mentor. And Lermontov says this great line. He's just like, it is always worse to have to steal than to be stolen from. Because if you have to steal, that means you really have nothing. You have no creative juice left in you, and you're kind of hopeless. But if people are stealing from you, that means you're pretty talented. And Craster is very talented. So that's the basic arc of this film, is that you have Craster as a musician, Lermontov as a producer. Well, Craster's the composer, excuse me. And Victoria Page is the dancer. And it's about like art and life, risking life for art, and all that sort of stuff. Very melodramatic. The color in this film is gorgeous, but it's also created some controversy because of the restoration technique. So, it was a digital restoration, and the film looked in terrible shape earlier. And they needed to make some decisions, and this is the closest they could come with to the original look. And it might look a little different, but you know what? They saved this film. Because this film could have been, just been a decaying rot. And we would never been able to see the true beauty of this film. So, I don't care your opinion on that. You have to get this Blu-ray, because it's just some of the most gorgeous photography ever. Which leads me to the 17-minute ballet sequence. Now, this sequence is entirely illogical, because a ballet sequence on a very small stage like that cannot possibly happen. But this is a dream sequence. She's almost daydreaming. And it's such a beautiful sequence, because it's just like, it tells the story of the red shoes, but it also goes through her, psychological and emotional turmoil. And, you see the guy who made the red shoes, another dancer, but then you see you transition to Lermontov and to Craster. So, it really displays that conflict very well. I really have not much else to say, because this is one of those films you really have to see, and if you can handle something that's melodramatic, then wonderful. This film is definitely for you. This is a very melodramatic piece made by the Powell and Pressburger team that just works so well. I can't wait for the Life and Death of Colonel Blimp Blu-ray next month. They're just so cool. And I apologize if I'm repeating myself. It's just, there's really not much to say about this film, except it looks gorgeous. I think Anton Walbrook as Lermontov is a magnificent performance. And another interesting thing to note is that a lot of people like to think that the Lermontov-Victoria Page thing is a romance, but it really isn't. It's more like a father and daughter, and how a father, kind of gets, depressed or jealous of the daughter going with another man. And if you kind of get what I'm saying with that. So, I really don't think it's romantic, because he is totally concentrated on making art. He's not concentrated on making love, which I think that is the point of his character. So, I'd check this out if I were you. Highly recommend it. And my next favorite films is going to be number 6, Lon Chaney and the Phantom of the Opera. And like I said, my next requested reviews are Man from Nowhere, Silver Linings Playbook, and Blazing Saddles. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.